I quit YouTube because of these mistakes. Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Can, and I always say that if I can, you can too, but sometimes you can't, and that's okay. Look, if you're watching this out there, I understand you might be quitting or thinking about quitting, but before you do, watch this video first. Now don't worry, I'm not quitting this YouTube channel, but I am quitting my gaming YouTube channel. But I want you to learn from me so you won't and don't make these mistakes. The mistakes I'm talking about here apply to all YouTube channels. Now, if you're brand new and wondering who I am, I've grown many YouTube channels, but I'm most known for being the face of the TubeBuddy YouTube channel for over 5 years. I grew that channel from 6,000 to over 500,000 subscribers. If you want to learn how to grow and make a successful YouTube channel like this one, subscribe to learn more about how you can make YouTube possible. So to understand why I'm quitting my gaming channel, let's go back to why I started it. My gaming channel originally was just a channel that I could practice my editing skills and work on audio and different things I wanted to try at the time. I was in film school at this time. This is 2012, so over a decade ago now at the time of this video, and I just wanted to practice those skills, but I didn't want to show my face because I wasn't ready to put it out there. Over time, I would eventually get a job at TubeBuddy, which would then put me in front of the camera, so that job made me get comfortable in front of camera like I am now. I decided to make a gaming channel because at the time, gaming was on the rise on YouTube. I wanted it to be something I was super passionate about, but the problem and first mistake I made was I didn't plan long term. When I made my gaming channel We Can Game, I focused too much on me and not enough on the audience I wanted to build. And this brings me to mistake number 2. Because I was too focused on my own wants and not the wants of my audience, I didn't really understand the you in YouTube. The you in YouTube is both you the creator, but also you out there in the audience. In fact, in order to really signify that change, YouTube changed it from broadcast yourself to just YouTube. But I realized it was a signal to creators that it's not all about you, yourself, but it's about you and the audience, the you in YouTube. When you understand that you start thinking differently. I start thinking as any creative, like an architect, they wouldn't build a house without a blueprint, so me not knowing how to plan really hindered my gaming YouTube channel. If you're watching out there and you're like, but I don't know how to plan and I don't really know how to schedule, there are things like YouTube's own free keyword research tool, which is available on both PC and mobile devices. There's also things such as Notion or Google Drive or Google Sheets where you can schedule and plan out your content. There's also more content types than ever. There's live streamings, community posts, shorts. When I started, all we had was normal 16:9 video. Live streaming was years away and shorts weren't even available. Heck, when I started, we didn't even have an impressions and click-through rate data. We were flying blind on so much on YouTube. Which brings me to my next point, which is the information available on YouTube changed, and while I understood it at TubeBuddy, I was slower to adapt it to my personal channels. That lack of adaptability really put me behind, which brings me to my third mistake, a lack of consistency. On my gaming channel, I started pretty consistent. I was posting daily. I have over 700 videos on that channel, but I started being less and less consistent. I'd be consistent on a project, but then there'd be a huge gap in between. Speaking of those huge gaps, I wasn't just, taking gaps between videos, I was taking gaps between genres. The content while all gaming was vastly different. I mean, I started my gaming channel playing The Lion King on SNES, which was a rated E for everyone game, and then I transitioned to Half-Life, which is a mature game and a first-person shooter, and they really had nothing in common. So I was building multiple different audiences with a variety of gaming content, which at the time, there was nothing wrong with it. But again, I wasn't keeping up, right? And while I was making too much different content, YouTube was really focusing and honing in on finding specific content that fit specific audience needs, and I just didn't see it. My audience did try to tell me. My audience wanted to see more and more Half-Life content, but me being a little selfish, I wanted a bit of variety in my life. I was very regimented in school and with relationships and friendships. I was doing the same thing over and over, so I wanted variety, but within that variety, I ended up hurting my gaming channel unknowingly. So when you're creating content, find a niche that you can focus in on, really cultivate and nurture it. Also, as I'm telling you all this is a lot of hindsight. I thought long and hard about why I'm quitting my gaming YouTube channel. It just wasn't a random decision. It's still hard for me, and I might come back to it someday, but for now, That takes me to mistake number 4. I outgrew my gaming YouTube channel and decided to put more of my effort into Andrew Can, the channel you're watching now. And as I mentioned a little bit before, I have all this information that I didn't have when I started this gaming channel. I learned so much at TubeBuddy that I knew I could make Andrew Can successful. When I left TubeBuddy, this channel was at 5,000 subscribers, and at the time of this video, we're over 11,000 subscribers. I was able to do that in about a year and a few months, so I really knew what I was doing, focusing in on this channel. And this brings me to a point I've seen a lot of creators deal with. They start a channel for one thing, and then they become passionate about something else, and they try to shoehorn it on one channel. But when I was working on my channels, I realized that gaming and how to do YouTube were really kind of two different audiences. And when you're creating that content, it's sometimes better to put it on a new channel than try to shoehorn it in on an existing channel with an existing audience. So if you're a gamer out there, but you want to start doing IRL vlogs, try making a new channel and publishing shorts to creatively experiment with. If you are someone who does cooking but wants to get into DIY, try a new channel. There's no harm in trying a new channel. There's a lot of harm having too much variety on one. Like I learned a little bit earlier, another mistake I was making is I was spending all of this time on my gaming channel, which earned less subscribers, comments, views, money, when my personal channel that I was putting less time in was growing faster than my gaming channel did in the 6 years I was running it. And because it wasn't growing to my own expectations, my gaming channel became less and less fun for me. While I may not have been as successful as I wanted, it still had a pretty successful community. If you're quitting or thinking about quitting, here's some things you can do to really help rejuvenate your channel. You could do keyword research and see what your viewers are searching for. Again, that tab I mentioned earlier says your viewers are searching like this, and it shows you things people are searching for. This can lead you to new ideas, can help you create content that your community has shown interest in, so you can make new content that's better suited for them. Or you should lean into the community and make a plan. There are many ways that you can do this. You can ask your community in community tab, shorts, live streams, or a video. Personally, I forgot the we in We Can Game was supposed to be collaborative between my needs and the audience's needs, and if I would have been more collaborative on We Can Game, it might have done better. But I have been way more collaborative on Andrew Can. I've worked with friends like Nick Nimmin, Roberto Blake, Daniel Batal, and I've had so much fun collaborating, and I put the we back in Andrew Can, ironically not We Can Game. And all of those creators are now a part of my community, which is something you can do. Find communities that fit your need or your creation need. Heck, even if you're looking for YouTube help, I built a community with my good friend Ike, which you can join absolutely for free in the description down below. What community can help you do is understand that YouTube is a marathon and not a sprint. That you need to have a plan for not only what you're doing now, a couple of months from now, and instead of just keeping it all in, you can learn from others who have done that. A big mistake I was making was trying to reinvent the wheel when I could have just asked and leaned on the community I had to help me figure it out sooner. Whether you're thinking about quitting or almost quit, I hope that this video reminds you that it's okay to outgrow a YouTube channel and leave it be for what it was. But it's not okay to never publish on YouTube again. You have to remember that time's gonna pass by whether with or without you. And if I can do anything, I can hopefully encourage you to publish one more time. Because if I can find YouTube success, then you can too. And because you can too, don't forget the 3 C's. You the creator, you the community, and you better be consistent. Maybe that last C is a bit of a stretch. Anyway, here's a video of deep diving YouTube analytics to understand what you can do to earn more impressions, more views, and more watch time, helping you do better on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching, and together we can game, or I guess since that channel's no more, keep going on YouTube.